Millionaire FastLane. Crack the code to wealth and live rich for a lifetime. Author MJ DeMarco. Introduction. Millionaire FastLane is a non-fiction book written by MJ DeMarco that challenges the traditional idea of getting rich slowly and provides a roadmap for creating wealth quickly through entrepreneurship. Divided into 8 parts and 45 chapters, the book begins by exposing the great deception of the traditional financial advice of getting rich slow and provides a compelling argument for why this is an outdated and ineffective approach. The author then outlines the roadmaps to wealth, including the poorness of the sidewalk, the mediocrity of the slow lane, and the wealth of the fast lane. Throughout the book, DeMarco provides practical tips, advice, and insights on how to create wealth by following the principles of the fast lane, including the importance of owning yourself first, divorcing wealth from time, and building a team of freedom fighters. The book also outlines the different commandments of wealth creation, including the commandment of need, entry, control, scale, and time. Overall, Millionaire FastLane offers a unique and thought-provoking perspective on wealth creation and provides a practical roadmap for those seeking to accelerate their financial success. Part 1. Wealth in a Wheelchair. Get Rich Slow is Get Rich Old. Part 1 of Millionaire FastLane is titled Wealth in a Wheelchair. Get Rich Slow is Get Rich Old and consists of 2 chapters. In this section of the book, the author MJ DeMarco introduces the concept of the Great Deception, which refers to the commonly accepted notion of getting rich slow through traditional means such as working a 9-to-5 job, saving money, and investing in the stock market over a long period of time. DeMarco argues that this approach is flawed because it relies on the assumption that time is an unlimited resource and that people can afford to wait decades to become wealthy. Instead, he advocates for a different approach to wealth creation, one that involves creating a business or offering a product or service that solves a problem and has the potential to scale quickly. DeMarco shares his personal story of how he fell into the trap of getting rich slow and eventually realized that it was a dead-end road. He then provides insights on how to avoid this trap and start on the path to fast wealth creation. This section of the book serves as a wake-up call for readers who have been conditioned to believe in the traditional get-rich-slow mentality and sets the foundation for the rest of the book, which focuses on the roadmaps to wealth and the principles of the fast lane. Chapter 1. The Great Deception. In this chapter, MJ DeMarco challenges the conventional wisdom about wealth creation and introduces the idea that getting rich slow is a myth. He argues that the traditional approach to wealth creation, which involves working a 9-to-5 job, saving money, and investing in the stock market over a long period of time, is a flawed and inefficient strategy. DeMarco presents a compelling case for why the get-rich-slow mindset is a deception that has been propagated by society, the media, and even financial gurus. He explains how this mindset is based on the assumption that time is an unlimited resource, which is simply not true. In reality, time is a finite resource that cannot be replenished once it is spent. DeMarco also introduces the concept of the fast lane, which is a different approach to wealth creation that involves building a business or offering a product or service that solves a problem and has the potential to scale quickly. He argues that the fast lane is the only way to achieve true financial freedom and create wealth that can sustainably support a fulfilling lifestyle. Chapter 1 serves as a wake-up call for readers who have been conditioned to believe in the traditional get-rich-slow mentality. It challenges readers to think differently about wealth creation and sets the foundation for the rest of the book, which provides a roadmap for how to achieve fast wealth creation through the fast lane. Chapter 2. How I Screwed Get Rich Slow. In Chapter 2, author MJ DeMarco shares his personal story of how he fell into the trap of the get-rich-slow mindset and how it held him back for years. He explains how he followed the traditional path of working hard in school, getting a good job, and saving for retirement, only to realize that this slow approach was not going to make him rich. DeMarco realized that the traditional advice of working hard, saving money, and investing in the stock market would only lead to a modest retirement, not the financial freedom he truly desired. He argues that the conventional wisdom of get rich slow is a myth, and that the only way to become wealthy is to take a different approach. The author then goes on to explain that the get rich slow mindset is deeply ingrained in our culture, and that we are constantly bombarded with messages that encourage us to live below our means, save for the future, and avoid taking risks. He argues that this mindset is not only limiting but also dangerous because it prevents people from taking advantage of opportunities that could change their lives. DeMarco emphasizes that the key to becoming wealthy is to adopt a get-rich-quick mindset and to focus on creating value for others, rather than simply saving money. He argues that this approach requires a different set of skills and habits than the traditional path to wealth and that it requires taking calculated risks and being willing to fail. Overall, Chapter 2 sets the stage for the rest of the book by challenging the conventional wisdom of get rich slow and urging readers to adopt a new mindset that will enable them to achieve true financial freedom. Part 2, Wealth is not a road, but a road trip. In Part 2, MJ DeMarco introduces the concept that building wealth is not a simple road to follow, but rather a road trip with many different routes to choose from. He argues that wealth is not something that can be achieved by following a linear path, such as the traditional go to school, get a job, save money, and retire approach. Instead, he presents the idea that there are different roadmaps that individuals can take to achieve financial freedom, and that it's up to the individual to choose which one to follow. The author emphasizes the importance of understanding the different roadmaps and taking action towards financial independence. Chapter 3, The Road Trip to Wealth. In Chapter 3, MJ DeMarco introduces the idea of the road trip to wealth and highlights the importance of having a destination in mind when embarking on this journey. He argues that wealth is not just about accumulating money, but also about creating a fulfilling and meaningful life. To achieve this, he encourages readers to identify their passion, purpose, and mission in life and use these as a guide to determine their wealth destination. DeMarco also emphasizes the importance of taking action towards this destination and not getting bogged down by fear or analysis paralysis. He encourages readers to adopt a ready, fire, aim approach and take action towards their wealth goals, even if they don't have all the details figured out yet. He also stresses the importance of learning and growing throughout the journey and being open to changing course if necessary. Chapter 4, The Roadmaps to Wealth. In Chapter 4, MJ DeMarco introduces the concept of the roadmaps to wealth. He argues that there are three main roadmaps that people can follow to achieve wealth: the Sidewalk, the Slowlane, and the FastLane. The Sidewalk roadmap is the most commonly traveled road and involves living paycheck to paycheck, relying on a job for income, and spending money on consumer goods that don't generate wealth. According to DeMarco, this roadmap will never lead to true wealth and financial freedom. The Slowlane roadmap is the next step up and involves accumulating wealth over a long period of time through saving, investing in retirement accounts, and building a business. While this roadmap is better than the Sidewalk, DeMarco argues that it still has significant limitations and can take decades to achieve true financial freedom. The FastLane roadmap, on the other hand, is the most direct and effective road to wealth. It involves creating a business or investing in assets that can generate income quickly and without relying on time as the primary factor. DeMarco argues that this roadmap requires a significant amount of effort and risk-taking, but it is the only way to achieve true financial freedom and live life on your own terms. Overall, Chapter 4 lays out the different roadmaps to wealth and encourages readers to choose the FastLane roadmap if they truly want to achieve financial freedom and live their best lives. Part 3, Poorness, the Sidewalk Roadmap. In Part 3, MJ DeMarco introduces the concept of the Sidewalk Roadmap, which represents a path towards financial failure and mediocrity. This section of the book aims to identify the characteristics and behaviors that lead to financial struggle, including a lack of financial education, an over-reliance on luck or chance, and the belief in the myth of job security. Through this section, DeMarco challenges readers to rethink their approach to wealth creation and offers alternative strategies for achieving financial freedom. Chapter 5, The Road Most Traveled, the Sidewalk. In this chapter, MJ DeMarco examines the most commonly taken path towards wealth, the Sidewalk Roadmap. This path is characterized by following the traditional advice of going to school, getting good grades, going to college, getting a job, saving money, and retiring at age 65. DeMarco argues that while this advice may have worked in the past, it is now an outdated and ineffective way of achieving financial freedom. He describes the sidewalk as a path of financial mediocrity and warns readers against taking this road. Instead, he encourages them to seek out the FastLane roadmap, which is a more efficient way to build wealth. Chapter 6: Has Your Wealth Been Toxified? In Chapter 6, MJ DeMarco explores the concept of toxins that can hinder one's path to wealth. He argues that society often promotes toxic beliefs and values, such as consumerism, entitlement, and the deferred life mentality. These toxins can lead individuals down the path of mediocrity and financial struggle. DeMarco encourages readers to identify and eliminate these toxins from their lives in order to pursue a more fulfilling and successful path towards wealth. He emphasizes the importance of taking ownership of one's financial situation and making intentional choices that align with long-term goals. By rejecting toxic beliefs and habits, DeMarco argues that individuals can pave the way towards financial freedom and a more fulfilling life. Chapter 7: Misuse Money and Money Will Misuse You. MJ DeMarco warns against the dangers of misusing money and how it can lead to financial ruin. He argues that many people have a toxic relationship with money, viewing it as an end in itself rather than a means to an end. He emphasizes that money is a tool and should be used responsibly to create wealth and freedom, rather than being wasted on frivolous and unnecessary expenses. DeMarco also cautions against consumer debt, which he sees as a form of financial enslavement that can keep people trapped in the slow lane. Ultimately, he stresses the importance of taking control of one's finances and developing a healthy relationship with money in order to achieve financial success. Chapter 8: Lucky Bastards Play the Game. In Chapter 8, author MJ DeMarco talks about the concept of luck in wealth creation. He argues that those who achieve significant financial success are often seen as lucky, but their success is not a result of pure luck. Instead, it is the combination of preparation, opportunity, and execution that creates the illusion of luck. DeMarco emphasizes that the preparation part is essential, and without it, the opportunity and execution parts would be useless. He gives several examples of famous entrepreneurs and millionaires who worked hard and took risks to create opportunities for themselves, rather than relying on pure luck. Furthermore, DeMarco argues that being prepared for opportunities means investing in yourself, acquiring new skills, and staying up to date with industry trends. He stresses the importance of taking action and being proactive rather than waiting for opportunities to come to you. In summary, the chapter emphasizes that luck in wealth creation is a myth and that being prepared, taking risks, and taking action are essential elements for creating opportunities and achieving financial success. Chapter 9: Wealth Demands Accountability. Chapter 9 emphasizes the importance of accountability on the path to wealth. He argues that accountability is necessary because it encourages individuals to take ownership of their lives and financial situation, and also helps them stay on track towards their goals. DeMarco explains that most people don't take accountability seriously because they don't understand the consequences of not doing so. He states that taking responsibility for one's own financial success requires discipline, hard work, and a willingness to take risks. He also notes that many people are willing to blame external factors for their lack of wealth, such as the economy or the government, rather than taking ownership of their own choices and actions. To become wealthy, DeMarco suggests that individuals need to develop a mindset of accountability and take actions that align with their financial goals. He encourages readers to set specific, measurable goals and hold themselves accountable for achieving them. He also advises readers to seek out mentors or coaches who can provide guidance and support on their wealth-building journey. Overall, the chapter emphasizes the idea that wealth creation requires a proactive and accountable approach and encourages readers to take ownership of their own financial destinies. Part 4: Mediocrity, the Slowlane Roadmap. The fourth part explores the common path that most people follow in their pursuit of wealth, which is the slow lane. The slow lane is a roadmap that teaches people to work hard, save their money, invest in stocks, and hope that compound interest will eventually make them wealthy. However, the Slowlane roadmap is flawed, and most people who follow it end up living mediocre lives, with little to no wealth or financial freedom. In this part of the book, the author explains why the Slowlane roadmap doesn't work and introduces the reader to the FastLane roadmap, which is a better and faster way to build wealth. Chapter 10: The Lie You've Been Sold, the Slowlane. In Chapter 10, MJ DeMarco argues that the idea of get rich slow is a lie that has been sold to us by society. He claims that this mindset is rooted in fear and scarcity, and that it will not lead to true wealth or financial freedom. Instead, he encourages readers to adopt a new mentality and embark on a journey towards the fast lane, which is a path to wealth that is characterized by innovation, creation, and control. Throughout the chapter, he debunks common myths about wealth, such as the idea that saving money is the key to financial success, and offers readers practical advice on how to shift their mindset and start taking action towards their financial goals. Chapter 11: The Criminal Trade, Your Job. In this chapter, DeMarco argues that a job is not a safe or reliable way to build wealth. He refers to a job as a criminal trade because it often requires individuals to trade their time for money, which limits their earning potential and leaves them vulnerable to economic downturns and layoffs. DeMarco points out that a job often operates on the slow lane, where individuals are at the mercy of their employers and have limited control over their financial future. He emphasizes that a job should not be the only source of income and encourages individuals to explore other options such as entrepreneurship or investing in assets that generate passive income. Overall, this chapter challenges the traditional notion of job security and highlights the importance of taking control of one's financial future by exploring alternative avenues for wealth building. Chapter 12: The Slow Lane, Why You Aren't Rich. Chapter 12 highlights the reasons why following the Slowlane roadmap to wealth will not lead to financial freedom. The author emphasizes that the Slowlane approach, which involves getting a traditional job, saving for retirement, and relying on compound interest, is flawed and unsustainable. DeMarco argues that the Slowlane mindset is focused on trading time for money, rather than leveraging money to create more wealth. He also notes that the Slowlane approach is based on the assumption that wealth can only be achieved over a long period of time, which can result in missed opportunities and regrets. Furthermore, DeMarco believes that the Slowlane is not a dependable way to build wealth, as it relies on factors outside of one's control, such as the stock market, the economy, and job security. In contrast, he advocates for the FastLane approach to wealth, which involves creating value and solving problems for others, and leveraging that value to generate income and build wealth rapidly. In this chapter, DeMarco challenges readers to question their beliefs about money and wealth and encourages them to consider alternative approaches to achieving financial freedom. Chapter 13: The Futile Fight, Education. In this chapter, the author challenges the conventional wisdom that education is the key to success and wealth. He argues that while education is important, it alone cannot guarantee success and riches. DeMarco points out that many people spend years and thousands of dollars pursuing higher education in hopes of landing a high-paying job, only to find themselves in a mediocre position with limited opportunities for growth. He suggests that traditional education often fails to prepare people for the real world and the fast-changing economy. Instead of relying solely on formal education, DeMarco advocates for continuous learning and self-education. He emphasizes the importance of learning real-world skills that are in high demand and adapting to changes in the marketplace. Overall, Chapter 13 encourages readers to challenge the traditional view of education as the only path to success and to take a more active role in their own learning and development. Chapter 14: The Hypocrisy of the Gurus. Chapter 14 discusses the concept of self-help gurus and their hypocrisy. The author argues that many gurus have not actually achieved the success they claim to have, and instead profit from selling books and courses to people who are desperate for financial success. Furthermore, these gurus often promote get-rich-slow strategies, which the author argues are ineffective and lead to a life of mediocrity. The chapter encourages readers to question the advice of self-help gurus and seek out true success through a FastLane approach. Chapter 15: Slowlane Victory, A Gamble of Hope. In this chapter, the author argues that the Slowlane approach to wealth is not only slow but also a gamble of hope. The Slowlane, which involves working hard for decades and saving money, is not a guaranteed way to wealth. Instead, it is a hope that someday, after years of hard work, the person will have accumulated enough wealth to live the life they desire. The author believes that this approach is risky because it relies on external factors, such as the economy and job market, to align in the person's favor. Furthermore, the author argues that this approach is a gamble because the person is trading their time and effort for a possible future reward, which may or may not materialize. Ultimately, the author advocates for a different approach to wealth building, which he calls the FastLane, that is based on creating value and leveraging systems to generate income.